I believe CIA man David Sanchez Morales was in the pantry the night RFK was murdered. And I do believe he was involved in the plot. In this part of the video, I'm going to give you some background about him. He was involved in murder plots against Fidel Castro with the CIA back in the 60s. And he was involved in murder plots all over the globe against foreign leaders when he was in the CIA. They were doing this all over the globe. He was involved in the Bay of Pigs invasion. He was involved in the CIA mind control programs. And he was a big right-wing fascist that hated the Kennedys and especially hated RFK. He admitted involvement in both the JFK and the RFK assassinations. He admitted it later in life. He was involved in both of them. When it comes to assassinations, and I know a lot about the ones from 1963 to 1981, according to my research, the only two that I can prove that were involved in both RFK's and JFK's murder were Morales and Eugene Hale Brading. I also believe Charles Rogers was definitely involved in JFK's and MLK's and probably RFK's too, which I'm going to cover in some subsequent videos, but I can't completely prove it. They are all deceased, but that's the way I see it according to my research. Now I'm going to move on to some other issues that loosely connect into this. Many witnesses that night saw a man in a light blue suit with the polka dot dress girl leaving the pantry post-shooting. I believe it was Morales. He was a CIA handler and controller. According to a witness, Miss Rhodes Hughes, this man was a shooter. Richard Lubick's statements to the FBI about him or this issue were redacted, meaning they were blacked out. Witnesses George Green, Harold Burba, and Hughes all saw a man shoot from on top of a table, a steam table. Hughes said she saw a guy in blue, meaning probably Morales, I believe it was Morales, cover his face as he left the pantry post-shooting. That means he got out of there very, very quickly. I think this was a very clever CIA operation. It contracted out to many intelligence operatives. People were maneuvered. There may have been many patsies and subplots, and some of the patsies may have even escaped. But it was pinned on Sirhan Sirhan. Keep that in mind. Some plotters were spotted at earlier RFK events earlier that year, including the mysterious polka dot dress girl. That is revealed when you take a deeper dive into the research. One example of this that kind of ties into some of this, there was a fry cook at Tony's, a restaurant at the corner of Westwood and Wilshire in LA that night that saw three men in a car with antenna radios, or that type of equipment. They had walkie-talkies and they possessed things that are largely then publicly sold, meaning you couldn't go into some Radio Shack at that time and get this type of audio equipment. No record of the car exists, no record of the license plate exists. It had to be some sort of a deep state government or CIA operation for this type of evidence to be out there. Now I'm going to talk about the saga of Michael Wayne's sightings and his possible involvement in the murder. Sirhan Sirhan was actually the fifth suspect, including Wayne and others. Michael Wayne stalked RFK that night. He was a far right-winger who claimed to be a British Jew. There may have also been a decoy there or some sort of an operative with a special spy gun. The plotters wanted to kill RFK after the speech so the cameras would be off, meaning the networks would no longer be filming. Once Sirhan Sirhan is ID'd, Michael Wayne runs out of the pantry. Was Wayne even his real name, as I stated in previous videos? There may have been many people using this name. Patty Nelson told the FBI that Wayne ran out of the pantry with a gun. Hank Hernandez tried to make Wayne look innocent on a polygraph. Nelson was with Joseph Thomas Klein and Dennis Weaver. Not the actor, but a Dennis Weaver that was there. They also ID'd Wayne with a gun. Witness William Singer, who I talked about in previous videos, saw Wayne with the gun in a poster running out of the pantry after the shooting. Dr. McBroom saw Polka Dot Dress Girl run from the pantry after the shooting, saying, "We got him or we shot him." Direct quote. McBroom also saw a man with a gun under a newspaper run out of the pantry right after the shooting. I believe that was Wayne or somebody using that name. He had many aliases. One was Ween. Michael Wayne had a business card of far right-wing Minutemen member Keith Gilbert on him when he was arrested. Michael Wayne lied that he didn't know Gilbert. One example of the problem with the Minutemen is this. Minutemen J.E.L. Multier was in Dealey Plaza when JFK was shot. I believe, according to my research, that group may have been infiltrated by the CIA at the time, or may have been a CIA front. Keith Gilbert plotted to kill MLK in California. That's why he was in prison. In prison, he actually claimed he didn't know Michael Wayne, which has to be a lie. Now I'm going to talk about another possible conspirator by the name of John Corey. He was a radical right-winger. He may have been there that night. He worked in the hotel. He may have talked to mysterious people there that night. He may have been in the CIA. One yellow flag with him is that he traveled all over the globe with no money, which is impossible. Same as all the lone nuts who supposedly shot famous people or politicians from 1963 to 1981 in the U.S. One example of this is Arthur Bremer. Watch my videos on the shooting of Governor Wallace or JFK when it comes to Oswald for these kinds of examples. He worked for Globe Security Inc. Many of those security firms are CIA fronts. The same day the LA cops contacted the CIA about him, their investigation of him ended, which is not normal. The CIA at the time had an anonymous paid assassin in their QJ Wynn, California office. Was it Corey? It's possible. According to the Pease research and released government documents, it's very possible. He lied to the LA cops and the FBI. Was he a controller of the plot or a red herring? We may never know, but he may have been involved in it. Lastly, in this video, I'm going to talk about a busboy who may have been a culprit. Sirhan could have had body doubles. People involved in the plot had blue suits. Women had polka dot dresses. The busboy was an odd man with white shirt and black slacks. He was seen by the polka dot dress girl. He may have spoken to an eyewitness, Daniel Hall. I think there were CIA plants in the kitchen prior to the murder, according to a witness named Wright. She saw odd people in there. Mrs. Kurz saw 4 men in the hotel kitchen plan out the murder a week before. She said one looked like Sirhan, and they were all a bunch of Latin men. I think they were a bunch of plants by the CIA or the people involved, and as you can see, none of this added up. It had to be a plot when you start looking at all the plot evidence. Here ends this video. Thank you for your time. Make a note, my next video is going to be on the man in the maroon coat and Robert Mayhew and their involvement in this. Have a great 4th of July, everybody. It's free to subscribe.